There we go. We are recording. So do your facial stretches.
Ooh,
Ooh,
I,
ee,
O,
ooh,
ooh,
ah, ah.
I, O, ooh, ah, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes why. Why? I don't know. A, E, I, O, ooh, A, E, ooh, ooh.
This is stuff that you used to do as a theater kid.
Sure, let's go with that. I had some other facial warm-ups. Her
Um,
name,
uh, I
her name
don't
was
want.
Kristen.
Oh, I don't. Nope. I don't want. Nope. I don't want to know. I'm not gonna ask.
There
I
was
don't
this.
want to know what young fish used to do out in the open sea.
What was that girl's name?
You said Kristen.
No, there's another girl because I did
Oh
some stuff
boy.
off Broadway, way off Broadway, and
I don't think that they call that particular area Broadway though.
it wasn't that kind of stage. It was actually a play,
I'm
and
sure
we
there was
didn't.
some playing involved.
Yeah, there was because we didn't have. We had to do like quick wardrobe changes, so we do it
Mm.
off in the wings between the curtains. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we'd meet between the curtains.
Sordid life of a fish. I don't know how you get yourself into these things, but all right, you ready to start the show?
I could tell you how I got myself out of those things, but what? Yeah.
What? Huh? Huh? Curtain call. Oh my gosh, fish, what is outside the door right now?
It's Melissa the turkey. I think I pissed her off. I pissed her off.
You think? What the heck did you do?
Uh, I I was outside trimming my bush.
Wait, you're what?
My bush. It was looking like it needed a trim.
Outside?
Yeah. Where else would I trim my bush?
Okay, what did you use to trim your bush?
Those gas-powered hedge clippers. My bush was just a tangled mess. It was just a mess. It was just this nest of
Fish, wait. Oh yeah, never mind, never mind. I forgot you planted an azalea bush outside the studio, right?
Yeah. Why? What did you think I was talking about?
Never mind. Keep going.
Well, I was trimming my bush when I saw Melissa the turkey around by the peonies.
Okay, now that's low-hanging fruit right there. I'm not gonna take that one.
So I decided I'd take my chance. I snuck up behind her and trying to jump on her like I did when I was in the junior rodeo.
And
It was a trap. She got me out in the open, and that's when the attack happened from all angles. She's trained squirrels, and they started throwing nuts at me. I had nuts being flung at my face from all angles, just nuts being banged against my face. Bang, bang, nuts,
again,
nuts.
again, that's low-hanging fruit. Please continue.
Well, that's when she started chasing me and down the hall, and here we are. Here we are.
Okay, fine. What's the plan? What do we do now?
Well, she's badass pissed. I say we let her tuck herself out against a hard wooden door, and she can just bang her way against the door, and hopefully she
Oh, jeez,
ooh,
Louise. She sounds like
thumbs
she's
away.
pissed. Maybe this will calm her down, because after all, it is Saturday, May 1st. I mean, really, who could stay pissed for this long?
Coming at you.
And she's right outside. She's going for you. And the
Yeah,
road's
I know.
not dusty. It's carpeted outside. I don't think it's love she's going to give you. You'll get something, all
I
right.
got a lot of stuff. So many
She's
nuts.
coming.
So many nuts. Nuts just banging across my face.
Well, that's your own dang fault. Welcome to our 3-hour episode of Room 13. This is so great. This is so special. That's right. We are 3 hours crammed into 60 minutes of programming and thankfully broken up by commercials, which, helps. And hey, more content, which is exactly the reason why you tune in. We are broadcasting, as we always do, from the Desert Air Motel, Casino, Convention Center, RV Park, Little Chapel, Souvenir Shop, Mini Mart Spa, Firing Range, and more. You can always find us on Spreaker, iHeart Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, and all those other places which you know so well. You probably know them better than we do. And don't forget, we are also on Facebook, Room 13 Radio Show. We are on YouTube, Room 13 Show. You can find us on Twitter as well, at Room 13 Show. You want to reach out to us, you can also watch snippets of our video show on TikTok. I blame Fish entirely for that because he's the only one who TikToks here. Well, him and Ron. I think they kind of communicate telepathically through the TikTok.
We're TikTok brothers. It's a lot of fun.
Sure. If you want to reach out to us directly, as I said, you can do so on Twitter at Room 13 Show. If you want to talk to me, you can at me at Rocky with an I, and Mr. Fish at the River Fish. So yeah, what's going on?
I went down a beautiful YouTube rabbit hole, and I can't wait to tell you this story. I'm so excited.
I have to tell you that I have fallen victim to some really good YouTube wormholes, only because I'm trying to. So I've had to work for specific reasons at work. I've had to work from home these past couple of days, and sometimes in order to keep myself focused, I go onto YouTube and I'll pick a random playlist. And I found some pretty good playlists on YouTube, so I have to be thankful about that.
So I like going down the con rabbit holes from YouTube. You find those different comic book cons and the sci-fi cons, and they always have those boards of important people that are talking, and they talk about their real life and then stories from the shows. So what's the one with but I do the comic book ones. I can't remember this. Stranger Things.
Yes.
Supernatural
Yes.
always has good ones. The superhero TV shows has good ones. And I found this one with John Cena. Do you know who John Cena is?
I know who John Cena is, of course.
So John Cena's
Former
on this,
WWE superstar and now movie star.
so there's a panel of 4 people at this one. It's John Cena, his wife Nicole,
Mm-hmm.
his brother-in-law Daniel Bryan, who's also a wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
and Nicole's twin sister, Nikki and something Bella. They're the Bella twins.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell them apart anyways, but it doesn't matter. They're married to twins.
I've heard of them. I've heard of them. The main name rings a bell.
So a Bella.
A Bella. Yeah.
Okay. So a young lady, and child, I think like she's like 11 or 10, in the crowd of the con, gets up to the microphone and asks Mr. Cena, "What's your favorite food?"
Mm-hmm.
And he repeats the question. He's like, "What's my favorite food?" She's like, "Yes." And he looks at his wife, and he looks at the little girl in this large crowd, and on the microphone says, "I'd have my wife stand up right now and show you, but I couldn't show you even if she did stand up." Do you know what he was alluding to?
I don't think that's an answer that he would have to give a child.
Yeah, he immediately apologized. There was like laughter, nervous laughter. People are laughing in the audience. His wife blushed and kind of just shook her head like, "Oh, for crap's sake."
So we're
And
gonna catch a lot of flack for this.
he immediately apologizes. And I really shouldn't have done that. That wasn't a good joke. You'll get that joke in 10 years. Trust me, you'll find it funny. And apologize to the little girl. I'm pretty sure she just wanders off like, "I don't get it, Mom. What's his favorite food?"
There's nothing to get, child. There's nothing to get. Come on, let's get you some popcorn.
Yeah, and he's like, "I don't know why I said that." He's like, "I shouldn't be doing sex jokes up here right now." And I'm like,
No,
like-
there are some topics that you don't broach. You don't discuss with children.
that would be
And I know I appreciate the joke, and maybe with a different crowd, with a different age crowd, that joke would have gone over very, very well, and a lot of people would have laughed uproariously, but not when it's a child asking it.
But
So I think he stepped on it.
it's a good con.
I understand that there are better cons out there.
There's a con coming up, and we have news. Do you want to do the news, or do you want?
Yes, we
I'll stumble
do.
through it.
Yes, we do. Do we want to use the breaking news sounder?
Yes, because we have a magic producer, and she does so very great things with her magic computer.
Okay, here we go. We have breaking news for people. Mark your calendars, everybody, because the Derailed Shenanigans Con is coming and it's a real thing. Join the members of Off Track, Room 13, and a few other Mojo 50 hosts in Nashville this August. We will have a meetup on August 20th for dinner. Then we'll walk, run, jog, scooter, Lyft, or Uber our way over to Mission Barbecue and then to the Redneck Riviera Bar for some derailed shenanigans and some adult beverages. A Facebook page has been set up with more details. Please direct any messages to us there, and we will add you to the list if you definitely intend to go, because we need to make reservations for the restaurant and possibly for the bar, just because, COVID restrictions in certain places. We kind of need to have a general idea of how many people are coming. So if you are really, really interested, you can find us on the Facebook page for Derailed Shenanigans Con. We will be posting that on our show Facebook page so that you can follow it there and find out more details. How exciting!
I'm very excited about this one. I called the restaurant. The restaurant's like, hey, you all don't need reservations, but it'd be helpful if we gave a count to the restaurant to tell you how many people are invading. I will be contacting the bar to find out what's up with that one. Y'all are on your own for hotels. I'm not taking any money. We're not taking any money for this one. You're on your own. This is we will be there, and then we will be there. We can have some fun. We can get derailed. We'll have some shenanigans, and then we'll be all on our way. But it's a great meetup. It's people that we interact with on Twitter all the time and on Facebook, and you, the listeners. I do know a couple other shows that'll be joining us. Definitely Liberty Lighthouse. Peter Seraphin is coming out. I have made the invitations to the other Mojo shows, and I'm just awaiting to find out who else will be joining us besides those. Oh, I know who is. Ain't You a Peach? Ain't You a Peach is coming.
Jamie and Lep. Clearly, I know that Lep is a hop, skip, and a jump away from the general Nashville area. And Jamie's always up for a good time. So I'm pretty sure that she'll be making her way over.
I know Leprechaun is definitely in.
Yes.
Jamie's ironing out a couple little things, and we're hoping she will definitely join us.
Fingers crossed.
But I've made the invitations out to Dylan and Steven. Hopefully they come out. Ron and Brad. Don't know if they'll come out, but they're always up for a good time. Mr. Rocky Stucci, we've made the invitation clear.
The invitations have been extended to other Mojo hosts, and hopefully they join the celebration, the get together, the unity, the shenanigans that will get derailed. So that is our breaking news for now. There's going to be more news later.
We should have shirts made. I survived derailed shenanigans. Oh my gosh, Sean, are you listening?
Write it down. Write it down.
I call the shirt. I called in honor of Room 13.
Shirts, beer steins. I'm trying to think what else. What other cool souvenir you can buy? Shot glasses?
Shot glasses.
That would be fun.
Beer goggles.
No, you're going to be wearing beer goggles when you're there.
Condoms.
So, well, I can't help you there. Nope, I'm not falling for that one. It's a morning show, Fish. We leave that for after we finish the show.
I'm not the
one for the housekeeping.
Who's got beer balls? Not beer balls. Sorry, buzz balls. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, buzz balls.
We're trying to woo this company as sponsors, so you're screwing up their names.
Buzz balls.
Buzz balls. Yes, I'm consuming a buzz ball.
If you drink too many of those, you'll forget your own name. They're really good.
They really are good. This one is the Choco Chiller. For any of you who missed it, earlier this week we released a video on our Facebook page. There's a company called Buzz Balls. Buzz balls, Ballz. What? I missed an L, okay? And they make these adult beverages. They come in a very neat round container about the size of a Christmas ornament. That's probably what I would describe it, about the size of a Christmas ornament or a
Mhm.
tennis ball. Um, it is a pretty kick-ass drink because for about 6 ounces, it's 15% alcohol content, ABV. So it sneaks up on you pretty quickly. And it comes in a variety of flavors. So check your local adult beverage provider and you may find them there. If not, you can request them. But we did a video because we want to get them as sponsors of the show. So fingers crossed. And I am consuming one of their beverages because, as you all know, we record this show on Friday nights. And
It's okay.
it's okay. You all know. You all
Speaking
know us. You've been around for long enough to know how it is that we do this.
speaking of being around how we do this kind of thing, that's
Hmm.
a interesting poster you have over there on your side of the studio.
Yes, yes, yes. This is in honor of the one of the topics that we were discussing last week about shows that could potentially be remade, and we had talked about Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie. And we have our very good friends here. I have Dylan in the classic Jeannie costume. Nice abs, Dylan.
I have Mr. Stephen Airy, also
Mm-hmm.
in the classic I Dream of Jeannie costume.
Mm-hmm.
I people keep accusing me of photoshopping these. I cannot deny or confirm that one. I just have the poster here.
They just came in through our inbox. Somebody slid into our DMs and just magically
Poof.
deposited these. Like Jeannie's wink. Pink, and it just showed up. Just magic. What? I don't have the
So
special effect. I
wait a
should
minute,
have
we talked about
downloaded
this.
it actually.
That'd be another. Yeah, we got to do that one. That's a good sound effect.
Yes.
So I'd asked you earlier, like a week
Mm-hmm.
ago,
Mm-hmm.
if you could remake an 80s or 90s movie or TV show using
Mm-hmm.
a Mojo 50 host or hosts or hostess, I'm not sure, which one would you do? You don't have to use all of them. You could just use one. You could use two. We had someone come up with a fantastic idea that I didn't think of, and I think the
Mm-hmm.
person's sick for even thinking of this one.
Okay, do you want to start or do you want me to give you my idea?
Well, Hammer, I think it was Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Hammer?
I don't know. Hopefully it
Hammer.
is Hammer.
I think it was Hammer. It was either Hammer or Knee. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's Hammer. Hammer suggested, what about Bob? And he cast Mr. Brad Staggs in the Richard Dreyfuss position.
Mm-hmm. Character.
And then he casted me in the Bill Murray position. And I'm like, that's fantastic. I'm not sure if that's an insult or a compliment. I'd have no idea how to take this.
This is a
I have
pretty
no idea.
big shoes to fill.
Bill Murray, yes. And it's one of Doc's favorite shows. I mean, he quoted it flipping
Movies.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And it was a great movie though.
who did you come up with? What's your idea? Or you don't have one yet?
No, for some reason I always see memes about this particular movie, and it's one of those um, classic movies of the 80s. And that would be Dirty Dancing.
Oh dear.
Um, and as a matter of fact, because of their chemistry and because of the fact that they have known each other for a very, very, very long time, I would pick Steven and Dylan. In a reimagined version, it's a woke version. So of course it's two guys learning to dance. Um, I would cast Dylan as the male lead and Steven as his counterpart, his dance partner.
You know what? I'm having trouble picturing this. I'm gonna have to go to my Photoshop app, and
Yes.
I need a visual display to help me with this one. So
Well,
later on this
clearly the
morning-
classic. Well, clearly the classic scene where Patrick Swayze has picked up Jennifer Beals.
Yes.
Or Jennifer Beals, Jennifer
Not
Grey.
Jennifer Grey.
Okay, I always get those confused.
Jennifer Beals would be better. I would definitely.
Yeah, but Jennifer Beals is Flashdance though,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I think that's the thing. It's like with Dylan, I think that Dylan would rock that kind of character. He's, you know. Well, I always see Steven because he's so young looking. I always see Steven that he's like a little bit more petite. So that's only the reason why I think that you
I'm
would be
picturing
great.
I'm picturing Dylan delivering the line, "No one puts Airy in the corner."
That's right.
And I don't know why.
You're welcome. While you were asking.
See, I casted both of them in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That's too on the nose, though.
I'm sorry. I was just kind of it was the obvious and it made me giggle. I'm like, oh, ooh, funny. That'd be funny. Or Wayne's World. Dylan as Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And then Airy as Garth. Still, I do like your Dirty Dancing suggestion better. Only because Photoshop is gonna be fun.
Now, see, for Wayne's World, I would kind of take it a different direction and I would have Watson as Garth and Mike Phillip as Wayne.
See, I'd rather have Watson in Braveheart playing William Wallace.
Hmm.
And no one will take our freedom.
Now, see, I'd pick Jason Gouffre for that role.
Ooh.
I'm thinking on it,
Someone came up with, there was a couple other people that came up with different ideas, and I've lost that list.
And if you have any ideas, tweet at us, send us Facebook messages. We'd love to read your ideas of what shows or movies, particularly movies, can be remade with Mojo 50 hosts, and just kind of explain your reasoning so that we kind of know where it is that you're coming from. So we gladly will accept all of your recommendations and comments like we always do. So, moving on, I know that you've got stories, because Lord knows it's not a week for fish if there aren't any stories involved. That's something that happened to you.
It was a fun week.
I'm sure it was. I know that you were on the road. I know that you were on the road, so surely there has to be something.
Do we want to do the music first? Don't you have anything? Something fun happened to you, didn't it?
Did it? I'm trying to think. I'm kind of getting tired of being on the retail side where I'm considering taking a break. But because I only work Saturdays and Sundays, the HR person at the retail job told me, well, you can't because you don't qualify. And I'm like, I find that hard to believe, but okay. So I may take a different kind of break sometime soon. So, but I don't want to let the cat out of the bag just yet. So
So I pose this question to you.
That segment you just can't get enough of. Tales from a Fish starts now.
There you go. I had to play the music.
Did you find that cool sounder that I asked for? Did you?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Do you want me to play it now, or do you want me to? Okay.
No,
Let me know. Let me know when.
I will give you the cue because I've been listening to a lot of what's it called? Saved by the Bell, and they use it a lot during their show, and I'm like, oh, for this story, it's awesome.
Perfect. Okay.
Do you remember the first time you got pulled over?
It happened relatively recently, so yeah, I do.
The first time?
Yes.
You've made it this far?
I'm a very responsible driver. Yes, this is the very first time I was stopped by a cop. Yes.
Oh my gosh! See, my daughter asked me. I'm, as you know, I've been teaching her how to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, you just took that shot like a pro.
That's right.
So, and she asked me, she's like, hey, Dad, with all this talk about police and everything else, and I'm not going to go into detail about what's going on now, but she's like, what do I do when I get pulled over? She's like, I'm like, and I explained to her what you do and blah, blah, blah. And, this and that. She's like, well, what happened the first time you got pulled over? How old were you? And I'm like, I was 17. She's like, well, what happened? And that triggered the memory when I was a young fish. Oh, that's bloody perfect. See, when I was a young fish, I worked at a Burger King establishment that was on the other side of town. And I drove there whenever I had to work. I had a 1968 Hunter Green Volkswagen Beetle.
Nice.
It's important to picture in this whole story. So the restaurant closed down about 11 o'clock. By the time we got done, it was like 11:30. And we'd all pile into my car. since I was the responsible driver and I was the only one that had a car.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd go from there. And since we didn't like eating the food there, we'd go to a Perkins and we'd go get food there and we'd go cause trouble and drinks and eat. And we'd burn off 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd go to the gas station that was down the road because it's a Volkswagen and
Mm-hmm.
it uses leaded fuel.
Gasoline,
So I had
yes,
to go to a
yes.
special gas station across town for this one. It was a little bit of a seedy joint. And we found ourselves as we were milling about the inside of the gas station, getting more drinks, cigarettes, perhaps alcohol, all in the bathroom together. There was 4 of us all together. There's me and 3 of my friends because I couldn't fit
Wow.
more than 3 people in my car.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a 4-seater at
Yes,
best.
I'm a pretty big guy, and once you just pound that drink.
Carry on
And
with your story.
so it's very distracting when you do that, though. So we all found ourselves in the bathroom at the same time together. And inside this bathroom, ladies and gentlemen, back in the early to mid 90s, this was 93, 94, they used to have a dispenser for condoms. And on this particular date, the dispenser was broke open, and we had carte blanche to get what we wanted. We'd always been looking at this kind of dispenser, going, "I wonder what that one's like. I wonder what that is."
But before you break into that machine, we're going to take a quick break here. Room 13 will be back in 2 minutes.
This story goes sideways really quick because there's condoms involved.
It's amazing how perfectly timed this ended. Just as you're about to like give the best part of the story, commercial break. That's how we keep them coming back.
Flippin' Gracie reminding me about the story, and I'm just like, I can't tell you this. Well, I can tell you about a little bit of this story. No, can't tell you that part.
She's gonna hear it now.
Oh, she already heard it, and she's like looking at me like, really? How immature? We would never be friends in high school. We'd never be friends in high school. I'm
You
like,
got that right, kid. You've got
Yeah.
that right.
I'm
He's like,
like,
that's
"Good."
why I tell you, don't try and hide things from me. Don't try and pretend that I don't know what's going on because I know it. I did it.
I did it and then some, and I did it with pizzazz.
I perfected it so that you don't have to go through all the trouble.
Actually, my parents have listened to this show,
Oh boy.
and half of the stories they don't know about. They're just like, "You did what?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah." When did this happen?
Oh, they're just starting to realize that their son is a delinquent.
They just found out a couple of years ago about the tequila bottles. Not tequila, whiskey. No, what's
Oh
the
my
clear one?
gosh.
Vodka bottles. Vodka.
Vodka.
And they're just like, "What?" And I'm like, "The vodka bottles in the liquor cabinet. They're all water." "What do you mean?" I'm like, "They're all water."
They're all water.
I haven't lived at home in more than it's been 25 years since I've lived at home,
I'm sure.
and those bottles have been in with water for 25 years, and they didn't know.
And they
They're
don't
not
know
much-
about it.
They're not much of drinkers. She's like, "Well, what happened to the vodka?" And I'm like, "Oh, we poured that out a long time ago."
Poured it out. That's one way of describing what happens to the process of consuming alcohol.
Yeah, because then we poured it in something.
Yeah, well.
We made iced tea,
Mm-hmm.
fun iced tea.
Long Island iced tea. Welcome back to room 13, where we left our fishy friend.
So we were in the bathroom and we found the condom dispenser because they used to sell them for like, I think it was like $1 for a condom.
It was
And I was-
$1.50. It was $1.50 in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Not that I know about these things, but they used to have them in the ladies' room too.
No.
That and like $3 for the little mint drops too, like the was it Binaca?
Oh, the Banaka? Banaka,
Yes, yes. So it was like $3 for the little squeezy bottle.
yeah. I always have the little one you went, you sprayed it and you, it was cool.
This one was like the little drops that came in like a little teeny tiny dropper, like a little dropper bottle.
I remember those.
I just yeah. Continue.
So I, being a 17-year-old fish and me being a nice Catholic boy, had no idea what these things really were. I'd never actually had one in my hands. So, and me and my three friends decided, let's open. We always kind of wonder what they all were like, because there's these French ticklers and rib for her pleasure. Don't know what that means. There were different colors, there were different flavors. And I'm like, and it was like 2 a.m. Like, let's just take them all. So we scooped up like 30 condoms, like one of each.
Oh boy.
And we took them with us. We just went out and because the gas station, the bathroom was on the exterior of the gas station, so we didn't have to parade through.
That was back in the day when the restrooms were on the outside instead of on the inside.
Yes. So we went back to my car and we parked in a parking lot not far, and we had cigarettes, we had drinks, we had snacks, and we had condoms, and we just went and opened up every single one of them. What's this one like? What's this squirmy thing on the end? I don't know what this is. Okay, French tickler. Rib for her pleasure. I don't know why. I don't know what this does. Hey, does this smell like raspberries to you? Because it's supposed to smell like raspberries. And we went through them all. There's like 30 condoms. And we piled nicely because I was a neat freak about my car. I loved my car. And we piled them in the middle of the seat, in the middle of the car when we were done going through them, trying to figure out, wow, this one's huge. I don't think this would fit. Oh, it would fit me. Yeah, it would fit. I mean, just it came in different sizes, and it just boggled my mind.
Things of young fish tells himself.
So
continue.
At that point, I decided to drive my friends home. So I drove across town and I dropped this friend off and this friend off and this friend off. I lived on the city line.
Okay.
Amazingly enough, I'm from the city. So I drove towards the city and I got about almost all the way home. And all of a sudden in my back rearview mirror, red, white, blue, red, white, blue, red, white, blue. And I'm like, what did I do? I'm 17. I am at that stage of my life still afraid of my father because he was a black belt in Taekwondo. He could hit me 5 times before I felt the first impact. Not even joking about that one. He's big, hulking, 6-foot man, all muscle, black belt Taekwondo. And he would just, if I stepped out of line, it would be whap, whap, whap. And I'm like, what the heck was, ow? And I never felt the first hit. I just never did. The first 4 hits, never felt
it. It's a delayed pain reaction.
It was so quick. I'm just like, what the heck just happened? Why am I hurting? So I was in fear for my life. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I don't know why. So police officer comes to the window, get the little knock, 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 registration license. And he's got the flashlight and he's beaming around my car. And all of a sudden he goes into his little shoulder walkie-talkie thing. And he tells me he'll be right back. Within 3 minutes, there are 4 more squad cars surrounding my car.
Crap, what the heck?
I'm like, what did I just, and they're all at my window. Everyone's got their flashlight and a white shirt comes up to me. I presume, looking back, Sergeant. And he's like, where you come from, son? And I'm like, sir, I'm coming back from Perkins and I was at the gas station. And he's like, well, where were you before that? I'm like, I was at work. And he's like, you entertaining tonight? I'm like, no, sir. I'm like, I went to work. I went to the gas station with my friends. We went and I'm like, that was it. He's like, you go out on a date? I'm like, no date. That's a weird. Did you go to the park or anything like that? You have females with you? I'm like, no, just me and some guys. Oh, they held me there for like 15 minutes, which felt like an hour, and just asking me question after question about where I'd been and which restaurant I worked at and which store I went to and where I was. And finally they're all talking amongst each other and they're taking turns asking me questions. And I'm like, where is this going? And I'm like, sir, no one's actually told me why I got pulled over. They're like, oh, you ran the stop sign. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm like, I guess I got distracted. They're like, yeah, we'd guessed that. And he's like, well, on your way. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Appreciate it. And I drove my way home, which is another 5 minutes. I pulled in the driveway and I'm like, I made it. Oh, good. I made it. I feel better about this. And I
have a sinking feeling that's not the end of it.
No, it's not, because
it wouldn't be a fish story if that was the end of it.
I got my breathing under control. I'm like, all right, my dad doesn't need to know. I didn't get a ticket. Nobody needs to know about this. And I went to go get my hat and my bag behind me in the car. And that's when I saw it. Was the pile of condoms and condom wrappers all over the back seat of my car. And now I know why they were all giggling and what the concern was about why I got pulled over and why it took forever. They must have thought I was some kind of sexual deviant. Which I kind of was, but not that way. Holy crap. So
you're just curious.
I was a fishy curious. Yeah, curious fishy.
Well, that's what a 17-year-old boy would be, though. It's like you're at that age where, girls are starting to talk to you, and, girls are finding you attractive, and you're finding girls attractive. So it
Oh, that
shouldn't
happened
have
way
been
before then.
but you know what I mean. It's like it's that age where, you know, curiosity kicks in to a certain extent, especially when it comes to those kinds of implements. Is the word that I want to use?
Implements went for that one with all the little things on the end. That was
Yeah, yeah. So
boggling.
that's the thing. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that they were like, "What the heck? Did you try each and every one of these?" Or, but I mean, I'm glad that you were let go with just a warning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that it was just a warning.
I've never
But
run a stop sign since.
there you go. That's sometimes all you need. Sometimes all you need is just that. So yes, I've only been stopped once, and I was let off with a warning.
What did you get stopped for?
Speeding.
You let them catch you?
Well, he was parked by the school. So it was a Monday. It was a Monday, and I think it was like it was probably like around last year. So there weren't a lot of people on the road, but I do remember that it was a Monday because it was a day that I went to take our daughter to get her hair cut, and I remember it was a Monday because it was early release for her
Not our
that
daughter,
day.
your daughter.
Our daughter, as in my daughter with my husband. Shut up.
Not me, Tom.
Shut up. No, my husband Tom.
That's
Yes.
how rumors start.
Shh, people know. Anyway, so it's a school that I have to necessarily drive past. So I was speeding because I was going around a vehicle that was going a little bit too slow. Like the speed limit around that area was actually 35 miles per hour. So I was speeding so that I could go around him. But at that point, the police officer sees that I'm speeding, not realizing that the reason why I'm speeding is because I'm trying to pass this vehicle. And he's like, "Ma'am, do you know how fast you're going?" I'm like,
Not fast enough. You caught me.
I was doing like 42, but, it's like, I'm just going to let you off with a warning. And, he asked for my information and everything. My brother-in-law is retired NYPD, so we already know what the procedure is. Hands at 10 and 2, palms facing out on the steering wheel. My husband, routine, hands up on the rooftop of the car. And Melissa was just, happily in the back seat of the car with her iPad. So she doesn't know.
The
And then
car
they were
stopped.
like,
Wonder
and then
why.
the sheriff was like, "You can put your hands down." And it's like, hey, and we tell him, we know. It's like our brother-in-law's retired NYPD. So it's like we know what it is that we have to do. And I was ready to have a ticket written out under my name, but again, this was the first time I'm being stopped. And when I told him I was speeding because I was trying to pass a vehicle, it's like it's not something that I traditionally do. But it's like, this was the one time that you caught me, so there you go. And it was like after hours too, so it's like he was parked by the school. I'm not really quite sure why. He was parked by the exit to the school, so he was in a prime spot to catch just about anybody who would go, over 40 miles per hour in that area,
I
in that
got caught
35 zone.
doing 65 and a 20.
Oh no, that's a bit too much, buddy. That is a bit too much.
That sent me to driver's ed. Or not driver's ed, but
Yes.
the whole, you got to go through the whole little class and blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
which turned into a whole nother fish story that maybe I'll tell another time.
Ooh, yes. Yes,
That was
we
fun.
do. We do love those fish stories. We do love those fish stories. But what we also love a lot are our dad jokes. And don't forget, our dad joke segment is brought to you by American Pride Roasters Coffee. They cook your steaks well done all the time, even when you tell them that you don't want them that way. They microwave fish, not you fish, but they microwave like the stinky fish. Well, And they can't seem to scramble eggs without leaving little pieces of the eggshells. So, by golly, they definitely can make you an amazing cup of coffee. Try New Maxon's Lady Liberty blend. I ordered it in my last coffee order, and it is absolutely amazing. Amazing. I'm halfway through my bag of
You just
banana.
got that.
No, my my bag of banana coffee drops, banana chip coffee drops, because I love banana. And it's banana chips, and it's so good. Oh my God, so delicious, so delicious. So go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Get yourself some coffee so that you can start your day right any day of the week. It doesn't matter what day it is, even if it is a Saturday, like you're here right now. So before I start, I did find this really, really funny mom joke. What do you call a droid that takes the long way around?
Oh God. Okay, go ahead. Hit me.
You ready?
Sure.
An R2 detour.
Oh,
I'm really proud of that one.
I blame myself. I blame myself.
So today we have 5 different jokes from 5 different people. The first one coming from our friend Amtrak.
This is Amtrak, host of the Tin Can Radio program. Can be found on Spreaker.com on Sunday mornings whenever you can get to it. Also available on other platforms such as Google Podcast and Spotify and iHeartRadio. It turns out that I have a special touch. It's almost like the Midas touch. The difference is, instead of everything I feel turning into gold, everything I touch becomes felt.
Oh, for crap's sake. Damn.
This one is just for you.
Here's my second attempt at a dad joke for this week because my first attempt had already been used by Lep, and if we tried to sneak that through, then Fish would know I don't exactly listen to everything he says on the show.
Oh.
So here's my second attempt. What do nosy peppers do? Get jalapeno business.
Ooh. Ooh.
She sent me the dad joke, and I'm like, great, that's funny. Only Lip had that same joke like 3 weeks ago. She's like, damn. And I'm like, wait, you're just going to have to send another one. You know, it's like if you can't get it in this week, that's fine. Well, you can always send it, and we can use it next week. So she submitted that one. And here is one from our very, very good friend, Holly, host of Damn It with Beaver.
Hello, this is Holly from Damn It with Beaver. And this question is specific to Eric. Did it hurt when you fell from that vending machine? Because damn, you look like a snack. You can listen to Damn It with Beaver on any podcast platform, including Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, and more.
That was just for you.
I'm blushing. I'm
The
actually blushing.
fish gets the ladies. The fish got himself some of the beaver. This one is from the Knights Who Say Knee, who's become a regular on our show.
This is the Knights Who Say Knee. Did you hear about the lawyer who got lost on a camping trip with one of his clients? He was found with criminal intent.
Oh, man.
I thought that one was funny.
Dude, it's just weird. Just weird. His kids are right. They're
No, he's not. He's fine. He's perfectly fine. All right, and this last one from our dear friend Rusty J. Lugnuts from Off Track Syndicate, which you can hear tomorrow at 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hey, it's Reverend Professor Rusty J. Lugnuts with Off Track Syndicate. You know, it's no secret that I'm no big wordsmith. So what if I don't know what apocalypse means? It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. You know what's coming to an end, sadly? Well, not really coming to an end, but yesterday was the last day of April. April is traditionally celebrated or lauded as the April being Autism Awareness Month. And it is also not the last chance, because you can continue contributing to my participation to the Autism Speaks July 4th 5K walk that is still happening. I haven't seen any donations come in lately, so I'm pretty sure that it's just that people need reminding, because last week I forgot to mention that we're still doing the walk. That falls solely, squarely on my shoulders because I forgot to mention it. So, yes, I am participating in the virtual 5K for Autism Speaks. It's going to happen on July 4th of this year. I'm just going to walk 3.2. I usually do 3.2 miles instead of the traditional 3.1, which is the equivalent of a 5K. So I will be doing that on July 4th, and I am accepting donations. Anything as small as $5 and anything as large as you want to make it. So I will be sharing that link on our Twitter page and our Facebook page. I know it came out wrong, but whatever. This is your charity, okay? So please click on the link, and if you have a couple of bucks to spare, please feel free to donate it to the cause. As you all know, my daughter Melissa, who's 9, is on the spectrum, and this summer is going to be particularly interesting because as she is 9 years old, she's starting to she's not a little girl anymore, and you can imagine the struggles that my family is going to be going through during this process. So imagine what other families like us are going through at the same time, and Autism Speaks will help families such as mine help navigate the waters of what happens when you have a prepubescent 9-year-old autistic child.
You start drinking more is what you do.
Well, I wasn't drinking any less before. So, yeah. So that's that. As I said, I'm going to be sharing the link again on Facebook and on Twitter so that if you have a couple of bucks to spare, I would gladly accept them. And so will Autism Speaks. So it's time, Fish.
Did you do the homework?
Yes, I did. I did do the homework. Okay. Before we move on to our news, let me check to see where we are on time. Okay. We probably have about 10 minutes. So here we go.
Do you want me to read the rules of the game?
Yes, please. You do that while I bring up my notes.
So since I'm sleep deprived, I usually get some of my best ideas. And my newest idea, because I was down a weird YouTube rabbit hole, was, and my one daughter thought this was hilarious. She's like, I don't know what you mean by this. We're going to have a contest, and it'll be judged by you, the listeners. We might do this weekly. I'm not quite sure. It depends on how well this hits. It's called Straight Lyric Reads. Both of us will pick a song. We won't tell the other one. We get to read one verse and one chorus of whatever song we choose, and we have to read it in the most straight, Shakespearean-like way. Mostly straight. And I don't mean straight because I'm not fabulous. I mean straight as in no emotion. You just
serious.
Deadpan it. Deadpan lyric reads. And we will leave it up to the listeners to decide who does it the best. We've played this game once before with each other. Rocky kicked my butt, and I've wanted to do this for a while. So
I think it's time that we implement the plan.
Yes, let's go ahead and do it. So do you want to go first?
I picked a song that was relatively easy, but
I hope you didn't pick the one I picked. We really should have.
No, because then there's no, it takes away from the fun aspect of this. But here we go. Let me go back to the top. So do you want me to read like a couple of lines and then the chorus? Because the chorus will likely give it away, but okay. So I'm gonna pick some lines from somewhere in the middle instead of the start, because everybody's gonna get the start. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Destination unknown as we pull in for some gas. Freshly pasted poster reveals a smile from the past. Elephants and acrobats, lions, snakes, monkey. Pele speaks righteous. Sister Zena says funky. How bizarre. How bizarre.
I was wondering where you're going. I'm like, I didn't get it until, oh yeah, now I remember that one.
Sorry, that's the punchline. But you wanted me to read the chorus. And there it is. Read. It's a straight read.
It's a straight read. So,
yes.
Ready?
Yes.
I won't tell you that I love you, kiss or hug you, 'cause I'm bluffin' with my muffin. I'm not lyin', I'm just stunnin' with my love glue gunnin'. Just like a chick in the casino, take your bank before I pay you out. I promise this, check this hand, 'cause I'm marvelous. Can't read my, no, he can't read my poker face. Yay.
Brava. Brava.
We spent all night last night trying to find like the best song. It was me, my wife, and my oldest daughter.
I've got a few lined up. So if everybody likes the lyric straight read, we will be making this a fixture of our show.
What can we do as we need like background music? Something, harp.
I can probably find some artsy fartsy music to play in the background while we do our straight reads.
Because that could be fun. That could definitely be
Yes.
fun. Add to the whole ambiance of these
Yes, of the seriousness and the poetry, the sheer poetry of the lyrics that we will read for you. That's what we're sticking with.
Is it news time?
That it is.
Brought to you by
Room
Timmy
13
Pilot.
News, hard-hitting, compelling, trustworthy, honest and caring, with Rocky with an I and the Mojo River Fish.
Welcome to Room 13 News. I am Rocky with an I.
And I am the Mojo Riverfish.
A large wooden object with a pointy end was found spinning outside the Desert Air Hotel and Casino. That is our top story.
And today, a man who had been swallowed by a whale escaped by running as hard as he could until he was all pooped out.
I'm glad he made it out okay. And finally, Hollywood is mourning the passing of Raymond Burr's only son. Choosing to not follow in his father's footsteps in acting, he instead chose a humble career in lumberjacking. He died at 96 years old of natural causes. Mr. Tim Burr.
I didn't see you snuck that one in. You're a jerk. When did you sneak that one in?
I'm not going to tell you. It wasn't last minute, but it definitely was before we recorded.
Yeah, because I'm like, I was on the production sheet this afternoon, and I'm like, I didn't write that. That's not my stuff.
Trying to make sure that I surprise you. So, on to our stories. I'm trying to open the link of the story because, in as much as I'm not a fan of beauty contests, this would be something that I probably would have watched just for the sheer real drama of it. So, Miss Sri Lanka beauty queen's crown snatched from her head over divorce claims. Yes, indeed, that's sad. This coming to us from Sky News. A beauty pageant winner in Sri Lanka was told she had been disqualified and had her crown taken off from her head on stage because she was believed to be divorced. Just moments after being revealed as the 2021 winner of Mrs. Sri Lanka, a pageant for married women, Pushpika da Silva faced humiliation as last year's winner, Caroline Jury, took the mic and announced that the runner-up should take the title instead. The crown was then forcibly removed from a tearful da Silva, who walked off stage, and given to the woman who came second. Footage of the ceremony shows. There is a rule that you all have to be married and not divorced, Jury told the audience. The crown goes to the first runner-up. Da Silva's relationship status has not been fully clarified, as it seems she may be separated from her husband, according to reports, but she has stated that she is not divorced. She reportedly needed hospital treatment for injuries caused when the crown was taken off.
What kind of crown was it?
I don't know. I honestly think that her feelings were hurt.
Oh,
And
apparently
she
not more
needed
than
to
her
go to the
feelings were hurt.
hospital. Yeah. So according to media in Sri Lanka, the title will be handed back to her. So apparently this woman took it upon herself to take off her crown. So Chandimal Jayasinghe, I think something like that. I think I nailed it. The national director of Mrs. Sri Lanka World said the incident should not have happened and that the winner was decided unanimously by the organizing committee and judges, according to online newspaper The Colombo Page. He said he did not condone Jury's actions. So there we go. This woman took it upon herself to take off the crown of the winner, and that kind of a cat fight. I think that would definitely make more people want to watch beauty pageants.
So she decrowned her and then crowned her. which is what sent her to the hospital.
Crowned someone else, yes. So the one that got decrowned ended up going to the hospital because she sustained injuries when the crown was taken off her head. Having your pride hurt is not a medical condition.
that you know what? That should be a new little category in the beauty contest circuit. I think they should get a cage and they should fight it out.
Mm-hmm.
Could be hot. That could be hot.
You have probably about a minute and a half. So do you want to tell your story really quickly?
Sure. Things only a jogger could find. A huge butt plug sparks grenade scare in Germany.
Oh, mm-hmm.
You can never be too careful, especially when you believe you've uncovered an explosive device. But this story goes to show that the looks can be deceiving. On April 26th, a woman was jogging in the woods in southeastern Germany near her town of Sonnen. Suddenly, she noticed something strange that stopped her dead in her tracks. On the ground, the path was an old plastic bag. Inside it was something that looks exactly like a hand grenade. Concerned for her safety and others, the woman did not waste time. She pulled out her mobile phone and called emergency number. Her phone call sparked a full-blown bomb defusal operation. The bomb squad from the Bavarian police department rushed to the scene so quickly as they could, reported Passeur New Press. The bomb defusal experts cleared the area, supposedly were not quite sure if there was anyone to clear out, then approached the grenade and began working on defusing it. The picture is kind of funny. The butt-splosion implement, they are calling it, except there wasn't much to defuse. Instead of carrying out a controlled detonation, we assume the bomb squad returned with a hearty chuckle. When examining the supposed grenade, the explosive experts discovered that it wasn't a grenade at all. Instead, it was a sex toy, a roughly grenade-shaped butt plug of a respectable girth. The other contents of the plastic bag made the nature of the rubber implement much clearer. According to the police, the bag also held an empty tube of lube, which should have been the first little, clue. 2 used condoms and a USB cable. Why was there a USB cable?
Well, I'll tell you one day, but that day will not be today because we have reached the end of our show. We really are 3 hours worth of content crammed into 1 hour. We thank you for hanging out with us this Saturday morning. Fish, say good night.
Night, Fish. Hey, at least I got to the punchline.
Yes. Now you see, Fish, sometimes mommies and daddies need a little...
Go on. I'm taking notes. Wait, I have a pen and paper and everything.
Sometimes mommies and daddies need a little help.
Okay.
In the brown chicken, brown cow department. And sometimes some additional accessories must be readily available. Or should be readily available. I won't judge.
I'm listening.
But some of these accessories can be operated manually. Some of them can be operated electronically, and those who need to be operated electronically need to be charged on occasion. And so that will require a USB cable or similar. It doesn't necessarily have to be a USB cable.
I have more questions.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm just saying.
I drew a picture over here, and I want to make sure if it's right. So I'm gonna send you a text message. Hold on.
Are we playing charades now?
Is that right? Is that where that goes?
Well, when I get it.
Just blow up the part.
Wait, what part?
The bottom part of the picture.
I'm like, no, I'm waiting for your text to arrive.
Oh, it's a big picture.
Did you hit send? It helps if you hit send.
Sorry, it's downloading.
There we go. Yeah, no, just something like that. Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm an expert, but I hear I've heard from other people that I know that
one guy.
sometimes that one guy is one of them. That one chick also knows a lot about this stuff. I actually have acquired all of my knowledge from that one chick. So I thank you for that. 'Cause I have my advisors. I have some advisors. Is that what we want to call them? Advisors?
So is Derailed Shenanigans Con, I Survived Derailed Shenanigans Con 2021 a shirt?
I think
It's
that
shirt
is. I think that's it's shirt worthy. I think it's shirt worthy. I can't make any promises that I can go, and I would really, really, really love to, because when MojoCon 2020 did not happen, that really broke my heart because I had booked the plane ticket, I had booked the hotel, I had booked the car, everything, and I had to cancel everything because of the Rona.
See, the wife wants to go to the next MojoCon only because Waco is like right down the road.
Magnolia, she wants to go to Magnolia Farms,
Yes.
doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Yep.
In the worst
Well,
way. So
that's a husband trip.
we were going to drive from Buffalo to Texas
Mm-hmm.
because we're crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to drop me off in the campgrounds to let me fend for myself with Rusty, Sean,
Mhm.
Chris, and the rest of the crew.
And they'll help you. Rusty is a pro in camping, like a pro.
And then she
And I
was
know
gonna
someone
drive
else who
right
can
to
help you
Waco.
with camping stuff. Timmy, and I know people who know about camping.
So maybe next year. Well, we have this to look forward to because it looks like we're getting quite a few of people to come out and get shenaniganed and derailed with us.
A significant number of people.
Last meeting, there's at least 25 people going.
Yeah, I attended the meeting. I don't know if there are more people who have signed up to attend. But that would be a lot of fun. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I wish I could go, but started at this new job. It's funny. I mean, we have an office in Tennessee. My company has an office in Tennessee. Very small office.
Oh, you can make it a work thing.
But I don't think I'd necessarily be able to make it a work thing because I think the town where the office is in may be a little too far from where Nashville is. I
If
think.
you want the scary, were you there for that part of the meeting? The scary part of the meeting?
Which was the scary part of the meeting?
The people talking about renting an Airbnb.
Yes, I was there for that meeting. Yeah, I was there.
know-
I was there after you left. I think that you and I left at around the same time.
I don't know if I want to be in a house with all those crazy people. Not overnight. I don't trust any of them. I'll end up with something doodled on the side of my head
I don't
in
think.
Sharpie.
Now, see, I would do it if it was all chicks. I would do it like if it was all girls or ladies,
I've seen that
females that I trust and that I know. I would share a home. And it's something, it's like even as a family, like with my family, we've always stayed in Airbnb kind of settings, or you kind of rent a townhome that has, X amount of bedrooms, X amount of bathrooms, a common area, a balcony, a patio, so that there's plenty of space to spread out. And it sometimes will feel like you're on top of each other, but there's plenty of neutral corners that you can go to. So it doesn't sound as terrible as all that,
I can
when you
just
think of
picture-
it that way.
I could picture Peter Seraphin and Rusty with a Sharpie just waiting for me to pass out and fall asleep. And they're going to be doodling stuff on the side of my head.
Rusty,
Especially those two.
yes. Rusty, yes. Peter,
Peter's
I
crazy.
think Peter would put something in your food before he doodles something on your face.
Because there'd be alcohol involved.
Yes, that's entirely possible. Plus,
And when you get
remember
a-
that Peter used to be a cook.
Yes.
So have a sinking feeling that he would give you something that would make you ill in some way, shape, or form.
That's kind of mean, isn't it?
No, not if you deserve it.
Wow.
Not if
deserve
you
it?
deserve it. I don't know. Do you?
Is it because of the bunny pictures from last week on the show?
I don't know.
He's a good guy. He wouldn't do that to me.
Well, you're the one who's accusing him that he's going to doodle things on your face.
It's either that or someone's going to shave off my beard. Sean, he has beard.
That
envy.
is, I think Sean would probably shave your beard. Or would do would take it and like clip one side, but not the other.
Just shave the mustache, just one part of the mustache.
Yes. He'd probably like shave one half of the mustache and then like the other half of the beard so that it's kind of like cockeyed.
And then those pictures would be somewhere on Twitter.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well.
So next week we're doing pictures of Mr. Mike Phillip.
Mike Phillip.
With Photoshop. Was that the challenge? Oh,
That's
no.
the challenge. I think, yeah.
Dylan and Steven Dirty Dancing.
Yes, we can do that one too. But like we can take them, we can put one of us takes one and the other one takes the other.
That sounds kinky.
You know what I mean?
I think it should be the whole back of the screen though. I don't want to hide it into the little corner. Oop, that corner. I want it to be the whole screen.
Okay.
The whole
then
thing.
we just split it in half.
Or we do it for half the show.
You can either or you can do one and I'll take the other one.
Yes,
or do you want to do like one picture so that we each have the same picture, and we can kind of like invert it where, you know what I mean.
No, now you sound like Top Gun. I was
no
inverted.
like
you remember that scene?
Yes. So no, I mean like. If you have, for example, like Mike Phillip on this side and Dylan and Steven on this side, then the other person has, like Mike Phillip on this side and Steven and Dylan on the other.
Okay, we figured it out.
Or we can do that, or we can do where I take one and you take the other one.
I'm still waiting to get all the envelopes and requests for people that want them autographed. Like these pictures, the picture from last week. Steven and Dylan doing Dirty Dancing, which I'm looking forward to photoshopping as soon as I get home from work tomorrow. That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be
fun stuff.
It's always fun.
You know what? I have an in on their. I have a friend over there, and I'm wondering if they'd actually put it up on their page, and not tell them.
That's possible. My puppy's here. She's very needy.
Dopey.
Yes, she's very needy. She's such a good dog, though. She was so happy to have me home this week. Not the whole week. I was here for most of yesterday and today. So part of Wednesday, I was home for the majority of the day. The majority of the day yesterday and all of today. So.
Why were you home?
There were a couple of meetings going on at work, and I'm the only one in a cubicle.
Oh.
Everybody else has offices that you can close the door, and because they were important meetings, and I've already reached my 3-month mark with the company, so I'm very excited. I'm a permanent employee now. They've decided to keep me. So
no
because I'm the only no takebacks.
Sorry, ma'am. It's been 90 days. You can't.
It's been 90 days. You cannot. Yeah, exactly.
No, even if you have the receipt, you got to keep it.
That's it. Yeah, you got to keep it. Now it's all yours. No, but I got my review. So of course my boss is very happy with me and the work that I've been doing and the progress so far and all of that fun stuff. But some of these meetings, they happen quarterly, and due to the nature of the things that are discussed in the meeting, because I'm the only one who's in a cubicle, I was like, hey, do you mind working from home? No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
The food's there. I don't have to dress up. I can wear my pajamas.
No, surprisingly enough, I still wore my shirt, and I used my old webcam because we use telecommunications software where we can get on video calls, much like Zoom and Skype and things like that. So I figured that it would be cool to have the camera in my call. So I actually had to take a couple of phone calls with other colleagues, and I had my camera on, which was fun. Because a lot of times they call me with their cameras on, and I don't get to see them because I keep my laptop closed and it's connected to a monitor. So my camera's not on, but now that I have this extra camera, I'm going to take it to work so that I can have a webcam for my calls. Very excited.
May 1st, all the
Mhm.
paperwork had to be into BuzzBalls for the sponsorship. If we get the deal, we can
Mhm.
buy those cool little earphone things and the big microphone.
Yes. They're not terribly expensive. I was looking at some on Amazon and I'm like, it's not that I wouldn't want to get like the really fancy ones.
The
It's just that I
boom mic
have
that hangs
no
down.
room. It's just that I don't have any room for it.
It's dark and pendulous.
I know. It's a
Big black. Yeah.
big black thing close to my face. But no, what I was trying to say, so literally this is where I am now. I am breaking the fourth wall and showing everybody who's still tuned in, because apparently they want to listen to the rest of what we have to say. This is where I am. I'm here in the library. This is the door to the library / den. And I'm literally sitting on a stool and I have a little coffee card table kind of thing where I have an old TV monitor or an old TV that I'm repurposing as a monitor. And this is how fancy I am. So as much as I would love to have, oh, there's my hair. It's like completely out of place. So in as much as I would love to have an official microphone that I can utilize, I just don't have the space for it. I would like a better headset than this. I've had this headset for some. I've been basically buying the same headset since before when I was doing the other show that you will be hearing later today
Yeah.
at 2:00.
Is anyone really into that?
I'm pretty sure there's people that listen to it because they're still on air. So clearly that means that there's an audience for it.
Is there someone someone had a stroke at management? Shots fired. Shots fired.
And you're putting me right in the middle of it. But that's okay.
No one listens to that from this show. No one listens to this show from that show.
That may be entirely true, but I guess I'm going to find out. Either way. But I've basically been using the same headset for the longest time, and all I keep doing is just buying a new one when the old one starts acting up.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, well, pretty much. But this is I've been using the same model headset from the same company for the longest time because it's the only one that works. But I would like to upgrade to a wireless kind so that I don't have this hanging from my face all the time.
So what product is it? What's the brand? We could get a sponsorship on this one.
This is a Logitech.
And you're happy with it?
I'm very happy with it. That's why I keep going back to it.
Good sound.
Good sounds. The control is fine. This was the one that started the Boom Mute. Do you know what Boom Mute is?
No, is that like a Cleveland steamer?
No, a Boom Mute is when you're a girl of a certain developmental stage. My husband's calling me. I'm going to take this call so y'all can see what it is that I have to deal with. Hi, hun.
What's going on?
Nothing much. What are you doing?
Currently asked me if I can work till midnight.
Okay. Well, it's.
Yeah, because there was a big to-do today with the regional manager. You know, Damon wants to get a lot of stuff done, and Kurt needs help, so he asked me if I could stay.
Okay. I mean, it's extra money for our vacation at the end of the month. So.
Yeah, so I told him, you know, I normally if I did the other guys, I wouldn't do it, but for him, I always do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I told him I can give you 12, and then I gotta go.
Okay. Sounds good. All right then. So we are still here, you know, shooting the shit. We finished recording, and you're actually on air right now. So all of our listeners are going to be hearing our conversation. So
Hearing what I'm saying.
yes, that's correct. That's correct. It's show fodder.
Yeah, well, I hope nobody from Lowe's is listening.
Well, you already said what company you work for, so it's too late for that now.
We can beep that out.
Thanks for telling me.
Oh, don't worry. People know I've told them that I work at Walmart. It's no surprise. So, and this is the after show. So this isn't going on air on the this is the after show, the housekeeping section of the show. So, all right.
Yeah, you want me to start talking about that?
No, please don't. I can't. Here, you're breaking up. Ah! He's always said he wants to be on the show. I'm like, no.
Why?
Uh,
We could talk about comic book characters together. It'll be fun.
maybe one day. You know, it is his birthday tomorrow. May 2nd is his
Ooh.
birthday. Is Mr. Rocky's birthday. He turns the big 6-0.
Oh, I thought he was older than that.
No, I mean, he probably feels older than 60. But yeah, he's going to be 60 tomorrow. Tomorrow
Oh.
is Sunday, May 2nd.
Happy birthday, Batman.
So, yeah, this is it's time for him to pass the cowl and cape to someone much younger.
So Christian Bale.
No,
he's
isn't Christian Bale isn't that young? Isn't Christian Bale like in his early 50s right now?
No. Hey Siri.
I know he's not in his 40s. Or if he is, he's probably in his late 40s.
How old is Christian Bale?
My Google A is acting up.
Hey Siri. How old is Christian Bale?
Christian Bale is 47 years old.
Mm.
Really? Thank you very much. Do you say thank you to Siri when you ask her questions?
No.
When the computers rise up and take over the planet and we're all enslaved, I'd like them to know that I was the nice guy. I don't want the bad job. I want a little bit of, sympathy from the AI overlords. Some pity.
Do you really want me to tell you what it is that I would want to tell you?
Probably not.
I mean, it's not bad.
I don't know. When you pose a question like that, I feel like it's going to be.
No, it's like I have my belief and I have my faith, and the machines can do whatever they want. I know where I'm going. And machines aren't going to be there.
Where are you going?
Well, somewhere nice. It's not going to be hot, that's for sure.
Have you asked her sorts of inappropriate questions yet? Siri,
Mm-mm.
you can ask her fun questions.
I don't have Siri activated on my phone at all.
Oh.
I don't use Siri for anything. I have no use for Siri whatsoever.
Hey, Siri, tell me a joke.
A burglar stole all my lamps. I should be upset, but I'm delighted.
Delighted. Very good. Very good.
We should record one of her jokes.
That's what I was just saying. I'm like, wait a minute. One of our guests, she could. Oh, next week, dad joke from Siri.
But
Hey, Siri.
won't we be infringing in copyright stuff, like copyright infringement kind of stuff?
No, why? It's a dad joke. Using her voice on the air? It's everywhere.
This is true.
Hey, Siri,
This is true.
tell me a dad joke.
I told my dad that I didn't want to weed the garden anymore. Really? He said, I thought you were digging it.
She's good. She's good.
That's funny. That's funny, though. That's pretty funny. For whatever it's worth.
Next week,
It's
Siri
funny.
dad jokes.
Siri gets a feature. Adobe's over here. Hi, doggy. Hi, girl. Daddy's not going to be home until later today, so.
I have to wake up early.
And I do too. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out, partaking in the shenanigans that occur off air, of which there are plenty. This is just a very small fraction of the shenanigans that happen off
Yeah, 'cause
air.
Now we're going to sit here and talk about you people.
That's right. That's right. Especially that one guy. I mean, what can I say about that one guy? Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy your Saturday and the rest of your week.